Good evening, Hamlin County School family. It has been an extremely long time since we closed school back in March. This extended closure has been difficult for many of our parents and students for a wide variety of reasons. We will soon reopen school next week. We are excited to have your children back in our school and to begin establishing some sense of normalcy. We have missed having your children in our classroom, and we're looking forward to seeing them again. School seems to be an empty place, both literally and figuratively, when students are not with us. Clearly, school is going to be very different this year, but we're committed to making sure that it is not less this year. We would have loved to have started school on July the 31st, but I firmly believe we made the right decision to postpone this reopening. Many factors make this a more advantageous time to reopen. First, all of our new computers have arrived. We have enough computers now for every student in grades 3 to 12 if we're forced to go virtually with all students. Second, we now have enough hotspots to help our parents connect to the internet who previously had no connectivity. Third, we have had additional time to train our staff members on how to effectively teach online. Also, we've had more time to work with parents who were struggling with online instruction. Fourth, the number of active cases are decreasing, and we're at some of our lowest points that we've seen since July. Fewer of our citizens are infected, which will make school a safer environment for both staff and students. Without question, we will experience some staff members or students testing positive in the future, but we have plans in place to minimize the impact of this potential infection. We can reopen schools safely if we follow some basic guidelines. Regardless if you no longer have children in school, if you're participating virtually online, or if you're actually coming to class, we're all in this together. Please take a few moments to review the following, and let's all join together to make this a great and safe school year. Number one, perhaps the most important thing we can do this year is to have everyone to be highly conscientious of their own health conditions. Regardless if you're a staff member or student, it is critical that you do not come to school if you are infected or feeling bad. We fully understand that it is often difficult to realize when you are contagious, but we can focus on two important issues. Do not come to school if you have any one of the following issues. First, do not come to school if you're exhibiting any of the classic signs of the virus. Specifically, do not come to school if you have a temperature greater than 100.4, if you have a headache, if you have trouble breathing, or if you're lost your sense of smell and taste. Second, do not come to school if you're being in close contact with someone who has tested positive. We are asking all staff members and students to stay home if a family member tests positive or if they have come in contact with someone infected. I have worked nearly 34 years and have taken less than 5 sick days during that entire time. However, this is not the year to be a hero and come to work or school sick. Stay at home and protect everyone else. When in doubt, self-isolate and do not place others in harm. Remember that self-care is not selfish. Number two, we will be more conscientious about sending sick students home this year. We are always reluctant about doing this because we want students in school. However, we must isolate and send potentially infected students home this year quickly. We understand that this overabundance of caution will be inconvenient for working parents, but allowing students to stay and cause a significant outbreak would be even more inconvenient. We are committed to staying in school and must isolate and send any child or staff member home when they're presenting any of the classic symptoms. Please remember when you're called to pick up a child and that you are frustrated, we are doing this to protect everyone. Number three, we fully expect students to be at school if they are healthy and to maintain regular attendance during virtual online instruction. However, we will be extremely understanding if students have to miss because they are potentially sick or infected. We are required by state law to notify parents if a student misses a certain number of days, but we're not going to take action if those absences are connected with health issues. This is not an open excuse to simply miss school, but we will be more understanding about these absences which are connected with health issues this year. We want to make sure that potentially sick students do not come to school. Number 4, as we've mentioned earlier, school will be a little different this year. One of the primary things which will be different is the amount of social distancing we hope to maintain. It is counterintuitive for most educators to separate ourselves from students physically and emotionally. We are the most effective when we establish those connections with students. It is difficult to walk down any elementary hallway and not have students rushing toward you for a hug. Many of our students need that personal attention, and we will do everything in our power to ensure that our students do feel connected, loved, and appreciated. However, we must do this from a distance this year to keep everyone safe. Number 5, parents could help us by talking with your children about how things will be a little different this year with regard to physical separation. Especially with the younger children, please let them know that we still care deeply about them, but that we must maintain a distance this year to keep staff members healthy. Also, encourage them to maintain a distance with other children when possible. We know this will be extremely challenging, but encourage them not to hug, touch each other, or to share personal items. We also need to reemphasize that older students would need to maintain the social distance and not share personal items such as cell phones, drinks, or food items with each other. We will be able to keep school open longer, keep staff and students healthier, and prevent the spread of the virus if we keep apart, at least physically. Number 6, parents could also help by talking to children who are nervous, scared, or anxious about returning to school. Being home with parents can be very comforting and safe. Some students are excited about coming back to school and cannot wait to see friends and teachers. However, others are going to struggle with that separation from home, especially since we've been out of school for such a long period of time. Please let them know that we have taken extra precautions to keep them safe and that we will take good care of them. School is actually an extremely safe place, and students should feel comfortable coming back to school. Parents may not want to have these conversations if students are not experiencing any apprehension, because the talk could actually create those problems. Regardless, ensure them that we're going to be safe this school year. Number 7, we have stated this numerous times, but we wanted to re-emphasize it once again. We are asking that parents significantly reduce the number of visits inside the building once school starts. We will restrict the number of visitors within our school for the next couple of months to help reduce the potential of external infections. This will not be forever, but it is one of those steps that we must take to ensure that we can keep everyone safe in the short term. Please be patient with us about this. Number 8, all of the new student computers have arrived, and we're currently in the process of deploying those devices. Individual schools have established their own schedules for deployment. We have to establish different dates because we have a limited number of technicians to help with the process, so we needed to separate the dates. All of the hotspots have arrived, and we're currently handing those out to parents as well. The computers will be distributed at the schools, and the hotspots will be disseminated at the central office. We have enough computers and hotspots for every child registered for online instruction, so please go to your school or to the central office to get these devices. Number 9, please remember that we will have a virtual open house on September the 3rd from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. This will give everyone an opportunity to use the new technology and make sure that everything works. Someone from the school should be contacting you soon about the details for this virtual open house. Number 10, construction and renovation on West High School continues to go well. We do not anticipate any problems with reopening West High School on September the 8th. We have stopped most of the construction within the building last Friday to begin the process of cleaning up and getting the school ready for staff and students. All classrooms will have air conditioning at the beginning of the year. Some of that will be the new HVAC system that we have put in place, and some will still be under the old HVAC systems, but every classroom will have air conditioning. All bathrooms will be functional. The new administrative wing is progressing quickly, and we will soon be in the dry. They have poured the floor for the new cafeteria expansion and started the block wall. The cafeteria will not be functional at the start of school, but we knew this back in July. We must let the concrete dry before we establish and install the finished floor. That may take another month to get the appropriate moisture content. We also need to clean the parking lots and organize some of the building material outside of the school to be ready. We will continue to work on various projects throughout the year. Some of the work will be completed after school, and some will be completed on the weekends during the school year. Some of the outside work will continue throughout the school day. Regardless of the work schedule, we will take the necessary steps to keep staff and students safe. Bottom line, we will be open for business at West High School on September the 8th. Number 11. During our last broadcast, we mentioned that flu vaccines would be available for the community. The health department does not have the flu vaccines yet, but they will normally have them later in the fall. Typically, they host one community event in which they offer free flu shots to the community sometime in November. They will provide flu shots at the health department once they receive the vaccines, but these vaccines are not free. They will charge insurance and provide a sliding scale payment system for everyone. Local pharmacies will also provide flu vaccines once they receive them. We will notify the community when the vaccines are available from the health department. Again, we are excited about returning to school and seeing our students on September the 8th. Clearly, there's going to be some challenges this year, but we are prepared to address each of those issues. We will make some mistakes initially as we move throughout this school year, but we will be transparent about everything that we do, and we will resolve each issue quickly. We care deeply about the safety of our students and staff, and this will continue to be the foundation of every decision that we make. We look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you for your attention to this broadcast, and we wish you the best.